you're drawn in as well when you get that atmosphere, you know. And before the fight as well, much to your delight, they were singing "Sweet Caroline," the whole audience.
Yeah.
So that got it going pretty well.
Actually, for that atmosphere, I thought they could have done a little better. I really did. I mean, the atmosphere was fine, but I would have liked to see a little more oomph on the sing.
A little more effort.
Yeah. But I think they were pacing themselves.
His life has been just one amazing adventure after another.
Welcome once again to another edition of Stand Up Guys. I am Patrick Robles. He is Edge Brown. Edge, how are you feeling, my friend?
I'm feeling okay. I'm getting over a cold. Feeling much better now. My voice is still a little hoarse, but apart from that, I'm feeling pretty good.
But hey, no matter what, we do it for the people, do we not?
Of course.
Yeah. When you can play hurt, but you can't play injured. Are you injured or hurt? You can play hurt, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we got a ton to get to. We're going to start with a very, very quick cleanup. When Josh Padley fought Jahood Bellamy, and I asked you if that was on the same card as Bakram Murtaza versus Josh Kelly. It was actually the co-main event. So yes.
I was wrong. Wow.
Don't let it happen again.
It's been the first time.
Exactly. And then I wouldn't want to say more importantly, but more notably, we forgot to get to Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baru, which was at the exact same time as Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Xander Zayas wins via split decision, which I don't know how that happened because it was obvious Xander Zayas ran away with it.
Who knows, and he was, you'd think he'd get the thing as well. He's a Puerto Rican guy.
Because it was at home.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. But anyway, Xander Zayas, looked good. He's a young champion in the 154-pound class.
And he's unified as well, so that's going to be a good thing. He could fight Josh Kelly in an upcoming fight.
That would make sense. And I still have no idea how to watch Top Rank Classics. I know it's on Tubi or Bluebee or Scooby or whatever.
Yeah, you got a few choices. I've found it, but it took me a while.
Okay, well, there's going to be a lot to talk about, and there's going to be a lot of boxing to talk about. But we wanted to begin with Muay Thai and one. So first of all, Gerard Achai, who's a 17-year-old who we've covered a couple of times, and he's won spectacularly with flying knees. He has decided to become a monk.
A Buddhist monk, yeah, which is pretty popular in Thailand. I don't know if you remember the Thai fighter Samat.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Muay Thai champion. He also won a world boxing title.
Mm-hmm.
And when he lost the title, lost the title fight, he went and stayed in a Buddhist monk after that, became a monk.
So I had never heard of this. I'm now a Google expert on this. I guess, when you become a monk during ordination, no fighting, no training, no earning money, no promotion. But the thing is, a lot of actually Thai fighters do this.
They do, yeah.
It's a temporary thing.
Yeah.
He's not stopping, but I guess, it's a little spiritual reset and whatever. And he's 17, so he wants to take a couple months off.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I really did not know that was a thing. So
I've heard it before in the 80s when it happened. I'm like, he's becoming a monk, he's a fighter. And then I go, it's a well-known thing that a lot of fighters do this.
So, congrats to Gerard Achai, and we hope to see him again after he does whatever it is you do.
After his spiritual enlightenment?
After his spiritual enlightenment. But there is some more One Championship news. They're expanding into Japan. One has officially announced One Samurai. Looks like their first card will be April 29th, and it's actually taking the place of 175. They're trying to have 12 events a year. Going to be a mix of MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, submission, grappling, but I'm thinking it's going to be kickboxing heavy, don't you think?
Yeah, well, the Japanese have always had these big kickboxing organizations, K1, Rise.
Mm-hmm.
In MMA, they had Pride as well.
Yeah.
And they've been a little lackluster lately. Not much has been happening. So this seems like a good idea because the Japanese, they love their kickboxing.
Yeah, so even though they're going to be doing the MMA, Muay Thai, I agree. I think it's going to be kickboxing heavy, and hey, good for one. Makes sense. Yeah. They're already over there.
That's good, yeah.
Okay.
And it's good globally for the sports as well, because Japan's got really good kind of promotion. I remember when I fought on some cards in Europe and there was a Japanese fighter on the card, you always had bigger crowds. Because I think most people that are into Muay Thai think that, Thai fighters would be more popular than Japanese fighters, but now Japanese fighters, especially in Europe, bring more people to watch them.
So the Japanese travel pretty well, huh?
They travel pretty well, and I think most people as well still regard Japan as the martial art capital of the world. So you get like a fought on cards, and every time there's a Japanese fighter, it's sold out.
And I always noticed, at least in one, they do a lot of Japan versus China type stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like kind of like almost like the Mexico versus Puerto Rico. It's just a very natural, it's just a very natural rivalry.
Yeah, and the Japanese promote very, very well.
All right. Well, speaking of kickboxing, let's talk about Floyd Mayweather. How's that for a transition? I mean, he was supposed to fight Mike Zambidis.
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's still happening.
He's a big kickboxer
in Greece.
In Greece, yeah. So that would be a good thing to do. I think he's still going to do it before he does the Mike Tyson thing.
And we're going to get to that. So first of all, congrats to Floyd Mayweather for being retired for almost a decade and making it. This is our third podcast in a row talking about him. You got to respect the game, right?
Oh, yeah. It keeps in the public eye no matter what.
Yeah, so he is supposed to fight Mike Tyson. And he was going to fight Mike Tyson, but in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which was formerly Zaire, when
Ali and Foreman
fought, 8 2-minute rounds, exhibition. And here's the thing, this has to have some type of verification, because when Tyson and Foreman fought, that guy Mobutu was in charge, and he was your typical dictator. He's corrupt or whatever, but he was firmly in control. As a matter of fact, they talk about him when we were kings. Kinshasa was probably the safest place on earth.
Oh yeah, during the
fight. Yeah, there was we're not going to go into the story because it is a great story, but crime rate was basically zero.
Yeah.
You could leave your doors unlocked. They don't have that anymore. I mean, there is some centralized government, but right now you got there's active rebel conflict, there's fragile ceasefires. I don't even know how you get this thing insured, and you're not going to have much of a live gate.
But they got the no travel list to Congo as well, because I mean a lot of people like to go there to see the silverback gorillas, and they advise people not to go because of the dangers involved. So
yeah, I can't imagine people are going to travel for this. I'm sure there's going to be some type of pay-per-view, but I don't.
Yeah.
Do we even know who's like promoting this thing?
No.
Because it's not. Also, Don King was the type of guy who could pull this thing off.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who they have.
That was well within his wheelhouse, right?
Right. And the other thing is, what time are they going to have this thing? Because I believe Ollie Foreman was 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah. To be on live US TV. So
European prime time would be 11 p.m. Kinshasa time. US prime time 3 to 5 a.m. Kinshasa time. I can't wait to see.
Yeah. Well,
but we mentioned Floyd because he's been very clear after Tyson. We're going pro again.
Yeah, he's going back to being a boxer. So we'll see.
I think he's angling for a Pacquiao rematch. Well, first of all, I think he's mortgaging that O.
Yeah.
Because people want to see him lose it. So there is some interest in can he remain undefeated. But we got Pacquiao coming up against Ruslan Provodnikov, which he should have fought Provodnikov back when Provodnikov was Provodnikov. Yeah. But now they're fighting an exhibition. Seems like...
Well, I don't know why it's an exhibition, though.
Yeah, because Pacquiao is right now an active fighter.
Yeah, he just had a fight against Barrios, who was a champion. So Provodnikov, they could do it unless Provodnikov's, having a hard time getting back into shape for it.
Yeah, I have no idea what Provodnikov's current condition is, but so it would just seem like after they do those exhibitions, it would be very natural for them to meet up in a professional fight.
In a real fight, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a couple of different, I don't know.
A question on that, do you think if Mayweather came back and fought Pacquiao, would he earn more money than if he fought Ryan Garcia right now?
That's a really interesting question. It depends on who's promoting it, wouldn't
it? Yeah, I think it would generate a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, they're also talking about maybe your boy Conor Benn could be fighting Mayweather.
Mayweather?
That is a rumor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what? I should have given you a trigger warning first before I brought that up. My apologies, Conor Benn. I wasn't in my notes. I was going to say like make sure you give Edge a soft landing before you bring up Conor Benn.
You can bring up Conor Benn
because you know what? When this news came through, I called you and I got your voice is quivering, you're emotional. It was not fun to hear you in this state.
No,
Conor Benn is signed with Zuffa.
Yeah.
And for what do we got here? I believe it's 15 million.
For one fight.
One fight, 15 million, and this was a big deal in Great Britain, was it not?
Yeah, I told you my thoughts on it.
Yes, let's hear it.
I think it's all a setup. I think because all these guys they run under Turki Al-Sheikh. He's the guy that provides the money.
Yeah.
So and Eddie Hearn and Dana White, they've been cozy for years. So I think this is like a false rivalry to get everybody going. Because if Zuffa are going to sign him and they're going to give him 15 million, why would he only sign him for one fight?
Right. So
that makes no sense. So we could have one fight, then go back to Matchroom. There's no way that Dana White would do that. So I think it's all Turkey's the puppet master pulling the puppet strings, and we got this false rivalry, and everyone's buying into it. And I think the amount of publicity this got over the weekend, both Zuffa and Matchroom would have to pay billions of dollars to get that kind of publicity. So I don't really buy it.
So I disagree, but Josh Taylor agrees with you. He said essentially the exact same thing. I don't believe in this 4D chess. I don't think they like each other. I buy the rivalry. I mean, they could still both be, dependent on Turki Al-Sheikh as their daddy and still not like each other. You know? But you could be right. We'll see. I think my theory on this, as someone who knows a whole lot about pro wrestling in the 80s. This is reminding me of when Vince McMahon slowly started taking over in the 1980s. And he was just quietly hiring talent away from a very fragmented territorial system of promoters who just didn't take the threat seriously. All of a sudden, guys like Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Junkyard Dog, they all came from somewhere else. Yeah. And he was just hiring away. And I think you've actually already seen that now in the WWE era. A guy by the name of Nick Khan, who's more of a financial guy. He's the president of the WWE right now. He has nothing to do with Zuffa, but they're still both under the TKO Promotions. And he's been hiring people away from AEW, which is WWE's nearest competitor, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Ricky Starks, et cetera, et cetera. And I think you're kind of seeing the same strategy play out. We're just going to pick away your talent little by little.
I'd agree with that if Turki Al-Sheikh wasn't involved, because they're all under his umbrella. So I can't see this rivalry. Remember when Turki Al-Sheikh first came around, he went with Frank Warren and Queensberry, and then he said he wanted to do some deals with Eddie Hearn, and Frank Warren said, no, I hate Eddie Hearn, I don't talk to him. And Turki goes, you guys got to start talking. If you want this money to do it, you need to get together and do it. And they got together, and now they're best of friends. So I can't see this working in reverse. We got guys that are friendly, then they turn into arch enemies under Turki Al-Sheikh's watch.
Okay, I would push back on best of friends. I mean, I'm sure publicly
they're cozy. They go out to dinner every now and then. So they're I wouldn't say best friends, but you get my point.
Yeah, I think those type of guys, they could hate each other. It was like Don King and Bob Arum. They hate each other, but then when the money was right, they figure stuff out. It's a different type of friends.
Yeah, the money talks. But I'd say with Turki Al-Sheikh he's the thing that holds this all together, and I think he's making all the moves.
Well, while we're talking about friends, not friends, enemies, how about Dana versus Eddie versus Oscar?
Oh my God!
Just really quick, Dana White. First of all, this part's very inconsequential, and we don't do hot takes, but gosh darn it, the stand-up guys do pettiness.
Oh yeah.
Injected into my veins. So we got Dana White talking about Eddie Hearn getting his money from his daddy, and he compared taking over boxing to fighting babies. Yeah. Eddie Hearn says Dana got his money from his dad. He's the Fertitas, now Turkey. Yeah. And he's not self-made. And then Oscar came in and, his clap back Thursday was epic. You watched it, right?
I watched it, yeah.
Oh, my God. He brought up the spousal abuse.
Oh, yeah.
He played that card. And the timing of it was he didn't start there. It was like his closer. It was it was like a good magic trick.
Oh yeah,
or a good comedy routine. You got to have your closer. And,
it is, yeah.
Oh, so what did you just think of all that?
It's pretty funny. I mean, Oscar went all the way there for the juggler, but I mean, Eddie and Dana, they're spatting, but it's not that bad. But Oscar just doesn't care. He's going for it all.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't change the rankings. It just doesn't change the belts. And obviously, Oscar, said. The Zuffa belt has as much value as my whatever belt and this. And we will definitely post Oscar's clapback for sure. But,
Oscar's clapbacks are usually very entertaining.
And for someone who like has so many vulnerabilities, he's really good. I mean, if I had as many vulnerabilities as Oscar, I would never think of doing this. He just does not care. So we're here for it. Please give us more clapbacks.
But I think before that as well, I think Dana said of Oscar that he should put on fishnets and do an OnlyFans.
To do the OnlyFans. And there is some Oscar-related news. We are still trying to figure out Ortiz versus Enos. And it looks like, we have the Nevada judge granted Golden Boy a temporary restraining order on February 13th. Ortiz wants to not have that restraining order. And the thing is, I guess Ortiz is saying, he's no longer under Golden Boy because Golden Boy doesn't have a television contract. Golden Boy's like, you're still us and you can't be negotiating fights on your own. And they want to have a fight on, I'm trying to find the date, on April 18th. I don't think there's any chance they fight April 18th.
I think so. I think Oscar was saying that the judge's decision is going to come down in the next week or two. So they'll have a decision of whether the contract is valid or not. So I think they're going to rule in favor of Oscar. I think judges have to, contracts are valid. He's trying to get out of a contract pretty hard. Right. So I think they'll probably root in favor of Oscar and the fight will go ahead.
You do think they make the April 18th date?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. All right. Okay. I think there's going to be some more legal wrangling, regardless of who prevails in this little pissing match. But I think both Boots and Ortiz take one more fight in the interim, and they fight early next year, and they both point fingers at each other.
Yeah.
This was your fault. This was your fault. And I only say that because of every other big fight in the history of boxing. Yeah. That would be my guide on that.
You could be right. But I think both these guys as well, this is the biggest money fight they're going to get right now because there's no titles involved, right?
And I hope by the way, I hope you're right. Yeah. I don't want to be right.
But it's big money. So if they go on and they fight and, this fight may not happen, I think now is the time for this fight.
Yeah. So like I said, so hopefully April 18th, 2026, hopefully on the next podcast, we'll have some
news.
We'll have some update. Yeah. So you're saying, yes, April, you're saying the fight goes somewhere.
I think it goes ahead, yeah.
All right. We shall see. Did we want to, was there anything else you wanted to bring up? One thing we have kind of been, slacking on. We are now, almost 3 months in the year? We're 2 months in the year.
Yeah.
We haven't had a story time by Edge, man.
Oh my goodness. Edge story time?
And I don't even know what the story time's going to be, but you know how this works. We gotta pause for the music. we gotta have our intro, and we're going to do a story time by Edge. And ladies and gentlemen, I just like you, I'm hearing whatever he's about to tell us for the first time. So hold on, we're going to do our music.
Okay, this one story time I came about because I was watching the Winter Olympics, and then you saw a lot of the American athletes. They were getting interviewed, and some events they were getting booed by people because of what's going on in the United States with like the ICE and stuff, the political stuff. And it's tough on athletes. And it reminded me of a time back in 1985 in Belgium. There was a soccer game between Liverpool and Juventus.
And who?
Liverpool and Juventus. Juventus is an Italian soccer team.
Okay.
So it was a European club championship, and it was the finals. So they held it in Belgium. And before the game started, the English soccer fans, the well-behaved guys, as you know, they actually...
The gentlemen from England. The English gentlemen.
The gentlemen. They started a brawl. And they started chasing...
Get out of here.
Yes, a little bit of a brawl. Chasing these Juventus fans around, and the stadium was an old stadium, so a lot of it was dilapidated and stuff. But during this melee, a wall collapsed, and 39 people died.
Oh.
So it was crazy. So I don't know if you know, but like from European club competitions, which I have in soccer, England was banned for 5 years after that event. So it was like in May 26th, 1985. 5 years after that, they wouldn't allow English soccer teams to participate in any European competitions, which was a really big deal at the time. But anyway, when this thing happened in May, I had a fight scheduled in France. That was in the July. So
it kind of just happened a couple months earlier. It was fresh on everyone's mind.
Less than a month, because it was at the end of May. So it's like probably 5-6 weeks after. So go over, and there's an English team that goes to fight in France, and it was like an international event. So you had there's England, Holland, France, Spain, and Japan.
And by the way, England and France, not exactly the best of friends.
And thing. And we get into the ring. Before the fight, that they used to do then is get all the competitors into the ring, and you stand facing the person you're going to fight, and they have all the flags from the different countries, this lineup going on. And so we're there, so they introduced all these countries. They introduced England, and the boos were like cascading. I mean, I was like, oh my God. So we all looked at each other. I can't remember, it was 3 or 4 English guys who were fighting. Well, okay. So what they used to do then is they used to after they had all the fighters in the ring and introduced everybody, they'd have all the fighters leave apart from the 2 fighters from the first bout. They'd already be gloved up and ready to go, and they'd participate in the fight. They'd start the fight. And so I was the second fight on after they did that. And so I'm warming up in the back, and I start walking out. And the crowd, it was I don't know, 5,000-6,000 people. And I walk out, and like everybody's booing. I mean, you can't even hear yourself talk. You can't hear a pin drop. And I'm walking to the ring, and my knees are shaking now because you're nervous for a fight anyway. But then you get all these people booing you, and I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong.
Was this the first time that something like this had happened to you? To be booed like that?
No, like that. That's the only time I've been booed like that. But it was just astounding. It's just like, oh my God. And then I remember this one guy, Jeff, was helping work in the corner. He was walking with me, which he broke the ice. He turned around and said to me, "Oh, they love you."
So how'd you do?
Well, I was fighting a French guy, so I lost the decision. There was no way, unless I knocked him out, there was no way I was going to win.
Right.
I mean, I think he won anyway. It was a close fight, but he probably, I wasn't upset with the decision, but that was, if anybody ever complains about people not liking him, I've been in a situation where everybody in the room didn't like me.
If you go to the Exploratorium in San Francisco, they got this thing. It's a booth, and it's like a curtain, but it makes you, just the way the depth is, it makes you feel like you're on a giant stage, even though you're just in a booth. And you press a button, and there's cheering, and you feel good. You press a button, and there's booing, and you feel terrible. So, I mean, that's the closest I've come, but wow.
It's not a good feeling. So when I was watching the Winter Olympics, and I felt sorry for the American athletes. I'm like, these guys ain't done nothing wrong. Right. You're getting this. I've been through it. I know how bad it feels, and I feel for you guys. My hearts are with you.
All right. Well, that was the story time by Edge. So thank you. And guess what? Right. That actually is a nice segue into something we wanted to talk about, which was atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
So that was a great segue. So we had Josh Warrington fight Leigh Wood, and we will get to the actual fight, which there's not that much to get to, but that atmosphere, where was it at yesterday?
It was in Nottingham, England.
Nottingham. And both guys, they're getting on in years, but they have just rabid fan bases. Yeah. And I got to say, I mean, I'm jealous that, that exists for you guys.
Oh, yeah. There's always been a case if you've been, you've seen English fighters travel. I mean, when Ricky Hatton came to fight Mayweather.
He brought 20,000 people with him.
20,000 people, yeah. I also came over in 96 when Mike Tyson fought Frank Bruno. I think Frank Bruno brought over like 16,000 people. Mm-hmm. So the English fans, they travel well and they support them. And if it's within the United Kingdom, they travel in bunches.
That Nottingham place, you said Nottingham, right?
Nottingham, yeah.
What does that arena hold? I mean, it looked like to be a standard arena, 15,000.
Yeah, it's the same place where Carl Froch fought Butte. It's the same arena.
So there's just a lot of things. So I got just to thinking, and we're going to cover Zuffa pretty quick, but one of our big complaints about Zuffa is that Apex Arena. We love what Turki Al-Sheikh has done in Riyadh, but once again, our complaint has been the atmosphere. Yeah. And that's the thing. You cannot buy atmosphere. You cannot pay for atmosphere. It has to be earned. It really does.
Yeah, it's got to be organic as well, right? So now you can tell if people are, not really into it, but you need that kind of crowd. I mean, in America as well, you've had the same thing with some US fighters. Mm-hmm. Like
We got Virgil Hill
Yeah.
in North Dakota, Kelly Pavlik and Ray Mancini, Youngstown, Ohio, Johnny Tapia in Albuquerque, Tommy Hearns, Detroit, Joe Lewis, Harlem. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had that kind of atmosphere for certain people here, but
But it's still not like what I saw yesterday.
no, it's different because I remember in England you got that soccer culture as well, the football culture where they know all the songs, they can all sing them, and they've got that atmosphere that they have every weekend watching games, so they bring that to the boxing match.
And I think that atmosphere, it touches so many different things though. First of all, real atmosphere, it feels like communal. It doesn't feel corporate.
Yeah.
It feels like a very real thing. Also, the commentary, and I got to call out these guys, Carl Frampton, Barry Jones, Darren Barker, who they do such an amazing job anyway. But when you have a real atmosphere, you don't have to sell the product like these Zuffa announcers have been doing. You don't have to make it bigger than it is. You just commentate on the action, and it speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's kind of the atmosphere there, and you're drawn in as well when you get that atmosphere. You know, and before the fight as well, much to your delight, they were singing "Sweet Caroline," the whole audience.
Yeah,
yeah. So that got it going pretty well.
Actually, for that atmosphere, I thought they could have done a little better. I really, I mean, the atmosphere was fine, but I would have liked to see a little more oomph on the thing.
A little more effort.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But I think they were pacing themselves. But that's another thing. You also have to know how to cultivate that atmosphere. Atmosphere is not Sean Strickland or Conor McGregor saying a bunch of stupid stuff, right? Yeah. I mean, that's interest, but that's not atmosphere. You have to, so it's not just a bunch of rabid fans. You really have to know how to cultivate the event, cultivate the broadcast, and really cultivate and curate that atmosphere. Yeah,
and you got to have two fighters with a following. Like these two guys, so the followings come with them. So you got the contrasting support on each side. It makes it way more exciting watching the fight.
And a narrative.
Yeah.
So I think another thing is boxing is so much, boxing and obviously soccer, football, is so much a fabric of these communities, of their lives. So it just, it takes on a whole different meaning.
Oh, it does, yeah.
So I think the Europeans are just a little bit better with this because it's so much more a part of their lives than here. I mean, it used to be here, but it's just not the same anymore. And I'll tell you another thing, we got to I don't know, 7th or 8th round before I realized this wasn't even a title fight.
No, just people like these two guys, both former champions, and it was a good fight.
And and so we were just talking about you getting booed. That's got to affect how you perform. You're going to perform with a lot more emotion and with a bunch of people behind you, and you're just going to have a little something extra.
Oh yeah, it's like home court advantage is like a big thing. Everybody's cheering you. You get a little tired, you get that boost, right? It brings you up a lot.
So, yeah.
Talking about that as well, Dana White and Conor Ben. I think the Conor Ben fight he's going to have it in England. Because of that atmosphere.
Yeah. Do not do it in the Apex. And by the way, let me look. Conor Ben, I think we even have a date for him to fight. I'm just looking right now. It is well, we don't want dead air here, but it's somewhere so let's see here. $15 million purse.
It's April, right? Is it? It's April,
yeah, I want to say they definitely had I had it here. All right, that will be a cleanup. That will be a cleanup. But I want to say it's April. They do have a fight date for him. So my apologies. Don't have it, but I did not make the sound. Exactly, so I'm pretty happy about that. Anything else on atmosphere? Because that fight that we watched, had it been in the Apex, would have been kind of a basically.
It wasn't really. It was like a boxing exhibition, so it wasn't really the slugfest war. That's like a fan friendly.
Yeah, Wood outboxed Warrington, wins the unanimous decision, and he just kind of outboxed him. But there was just so much anticipation, and you're like, if something does happen,
it kept you going right to the end, right?
Yeah, you're like, it's like butterflies. In the Apex, you just be like, oh, whatever. It's two old guys at the end of their career, and
that's why I think the Apex thing is a bad thing. I think Zuffa needs to get rid of that. I know they're trying to get off the ground, but they need to again build a fan base with fighters in certain areas, so you can have that atmosphere.
Okay, so we'll see if they can purchase atmosphere. They can't, but you see how they figure out that problem. But
I think that's one thing Matchroom is good at, finding these fighters that can bring that following. They're really good at that.
And telling a story and having a narrative. Yeah, they do a fantastic job. Zuffa did have, we need to be fair, we were fair here. They did have a couple of good KOs, especially they had a light heavyweight. They just had their third card, and they had Umar Zambekov versus Ahmad Ilbiali, and this guy Zambekov had one of the nicest uppercut knock. Actually, scary that you're ever gonna see.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it went viral straight away. I mean, a highlight reel knockout, one shot. You know,
I mean, this guy Ilbiali's foot, it was like twitching when he went down. I don't like to see that at all. But
no, it was bad.
But yeah, it was fantastic uppercut though. Like when an uppercut's done right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because uppercut, they're hard to see, and the shots that hurt you are the ones you don't see. And he had no idea that was coming. Yeah.
And then in the main event, F.A. Jagba versus Charles Martin. F.A. Jagba has been kind of an enigma. He's been around. He's done his thing. F.A. Jagba with the 4th round TKO. Why was this not for the Zuffa heavyweight title? I mean, why not?
And why was Charles Martin fighting?
Well, I mean, there's that, but why not make this a title fight since you're just making up titles, right?
Yeah, making up belts, yeah. Giving belts. Yeah, it was, that's pretty poor. I mean, I like a Jagba, he's good. I mean, I felt sorry for him the one time. Do you remember when he went to fight that guy and the guy
left?
Walked out the ring, yeah.
I ain't mad at that dude. Yeah. I'm not mad at that guy whatsoever.
And then Jagba was coming off that draw with Bacoli, right? He fought Bacoli to a draw. So, I mean, he's a decent fighter, but they could have put somebody in with him that was younger and more fresh.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Normally, when you're trying to start a promotion, you give them a Charles Martin. But the whole thing is, they're telling us it's 50-50 fights, it's this and that. Well, I mean, this is a very standard issue type of thing that you do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And once again, the announcers, I think I text to you during the fight, Edge, I'm not clear. Do heavyweights hit hard? I mean, could this end at any moment? I mean, God, we know heavyweights hit hard. I don't need this.
Well, the thing is that Max Kellerman built up a great reputation over years, and he's kind of losing it rapidly.
Max Kellerman was always knowledgeable, and I appreciated that he was knowledgeable, and he kind of was like a placeholder for the fans, and now he's just obviously has an employer. I mean, and he probably learned this working at ESPN. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, and I can appreciate that, but I don't want to hear that.
No.
Yeah. So. There we go. Well, the next one I believe is Jayo Bataya.
Yeah.
And he is fighting. We said on the last one. I don't think it matters who he's fighting.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
it is.
We're not even going to do it. We'll mention it next time. But it's not.
That's supposed to be a title fight as well, but it's going to be similar to the Jagba Charles Martin thing.
But I'm not mad at them giving the Zuffa title to Jayo Bataya, because that was a guy, to me, even when he didn't even hold a title, to me he was the title
champion,
holder.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at them giving the Zuffa belt to Jayo Bataya. You want to talk about last night?
Yeah.
So the main event was Garcia and Barrios, but before we get to the main event, we got to talk about our guy Amari Jones from Oakland, who I didn't even realize was fighting, and they had him on the main card. The main card. He just walked right through Arias. What was it? Luis Arias?
Yeah.
Luis Arias. Dropped him in the second, dropped him again in the fourth, and Arias' corner was very responsible and said, "We've seen enough
of that." Yeah.
And I was just like, I was actually like, if they let this kid out for the fifth round, it's malpractice.
This is a beat down.
What do you think of young Jones? He's 23, right?
Yeah, he's real young, but he's a great prospect. Just keep matching him well, keep moving him up, and he's going to be a really good fighter. Yeah,
so we wish him well. I didn't see any more fights until the one that was the draw. Which one was that? It doesn't matter.
Anton Russell?
No, Anton Russell and Hiroka is the one I wanted to talk about next. I wanted to say if there's any fights you wanted to talk about on that card.
No, there's all
right. Well, so Gary Anton Russell versus Andy Hiroka, which was a junior welterweight, and Russell won. And it's funny, when I see a Gary Russell, I'm like, which Gary Russell? So it's Gary Antoine Russell. Yeah. I always get very confused to which Gary Russell we're talking about.
I think everybody does.
Yeah. But Andy Hiroka flies in from Japan. He has I guess, visa issues or some type of. He'd only been here 48 hours.
Yeah.
No way could I fight after flying in from Japan for only 48 hours.
Crazy,
Not a chance.
Right, yeah.
And he looked pretty good.
He looked good, yeah.
It was kind of a weird thing. He doesn't throw any body shots till the 7th, starts throwing body shots. And then I had to bring this up. This is just something I noticed. In the 10th round, he lands just a blatant low blow and gets the point taken off, and it was a well-earned point. But after the 10th round, the DJ played Loeb like Flow Rider.
Goodness.
I don't know if that was planned or if it was too perfect.
It had to be planned.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Gary Antoine Russell, junior welterweight, wins the unanimous decision, and he could be someone fighting. Shakur has so many choices.
Everybody wants Shakur now, right?
So, and then speaking of potential Shakur dance partners, by the way, did you see Shakur on the broadcast?
Yes.
I don't know about the hat. I wasn't liking the hat.
The hat sideways?
Yeah, the hat sideways.
Yeah,
well, you're on TV, man.
Yeah.
You don't need a hat. Whatever. Guess what? He's a champ. He can do what he wants, right? He can do what he wants.
After his performance against T.O., he gets a pass.
He's like, hey, podcaster, why don't you come knock that hat off my head? Huh? So I wasn't feeling the hat, but yeah, Shakur, you do whatever you want, buddy. So main event, Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. I will try to be measured here. Suffice to say, I have not been a Mario Barrios fan. You have not been a Mario Barrios fan.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia looked absolutely fantastic last night.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
He came out in the first 10 seconds. Barrios was on the floor,
right?
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because everybody was looking out for his left hook. Mm-hmm. And I think because Barrios is training with Goosen, who used to train Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
So he was telling Barrios to keep that right hand glued to his head because the left hook. And he should have kept his left hand glued to his head.
But when Garcia's head is right, and we have to add that his father was training him again, and his father would be the anti-Teo senior.
Yeah.
Did a fantastic job, kept him like emotionally even, was given good instructions. I mean,
good job. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously in shape and prepared. I mean, he looked fantastic. I'm a little scared about the urine test afterwards. I'm hoping we're no problems. We're good. I double fingers crossed. But beyond that, just looked fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful boxing.
But it's just so easy to look fantastic against Barrios.
Yeah. But but Barrios is like a spoiler. He's one of them old pros that gives you a hard time. I mean, he's only had 2 losses, was to Thurman and to Tank Davis, yeah. And so, he's a credible guy, but he's just not on that elite world level.
Just the last 2 times I've seen him, which was against Pacquiao and it was on the undercard of the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. Just so not impressive. And I'm sure he's a good kid, and he seems to be a nice, humble kid, but just not particularly strong, not particularly fast, not really defensively responsible, and obviously can't make any adjustments whatsoever. So,
but he's tough.
Because I did not think this fight was going to last past the 4th or 5th round, and
he was going to hit with shots,
and he absolutely hung in there, and I will give him that. Yeah.
He's very tough.
So, Ryan Garcia is calling out Shakur. I could see Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn makes a ton of sense because they just. The promotional side of it would just be
to make a lot of money.
Would be just really fun, and that one makes sense. What are your thoughts on Ryan's next stuff?
It's kind of He says he wants Shakur next. That would be a very tough fight to go in after Barrios.
Yeah,
but the way Ryan fought last night, if he keeps training and he's progressing at the rate he looks like he is now, then it could be a competitive fight.
As you bring that up, I think he would have the exact opposite problem that Josh Padley had. So Josh Padley, after he fought Shakur, is like, oh, I got this. Yeah. I think after fighting Barrios, anyone you fight is going to be a little tougher now. It's this is because it's not going to be that easy again. Yeah,
if I was Garcia, I'd go with Conor Benn because Conor Benn's not that. He's like Barrios. He's not at that level as well. So I think Garcia would actually pick him apart.
I think Shakur picks anyone apart. I love the Conor Benn.
For Garcia, that would be a better choice because Shakur right now he's in that groove and it's going to be hard to knock him off his stool.
Okay, well, speaking of upcoming fights, you and I have a little announcement to make. Where are we going to be next weekend?
We're going to be in Glendale, Arizona.
For
the Navarrete versus Nunes fight.
Yep, so we got Emmanuel Navarrete versus hold on. Eduardo Sugar Nunez, super featherweight title, February 28th, Glendale, Arizona. And this is going to be unification title. Navarrete, WBO champ. Nunez, the IBF champ. And I think this is just guaranteed to be a good fight.
It's a good fight, yeah. They're both good. I think Nunez is like 29 wins. I think 27 of them by knockout. And I think Navarrete is like probably 39 wins, right? And then
so it looks like Navarrete is
32 knockouts.
Yeah, we have Navarrete. His most recent win was a technical decision over Charlie Suarez. I don't think I have the record. Oh no, Navarrete is 42-1 with 32 knockouts. Nunez 29-1, 27 knockouts, and Nunez's only loss was
that was early on in his career.
Yep. So it's I can't wait. So what do you think happens in this fight?
I think with quality of opposition they fought, you have to go with Navarrete.
I agree.
Yeah.
And just Navarrete, once he gets it all together.
But he's fought way higher quality opposition. So I think you'd have to favor him in this fight.
Last fight though, Navarrete was cut, and this was May 2025, so almost a year ago. Yeah. Do you think the cut, that?
No, it depends. It depends on the scar tissue, but for the most part, been that long, you should be fine.
All right. Well, I looked it up. Our other junior welterweight, is it junior welter? No, super featherweight champions, Oshaki Foster, and then this was. Do you know who the WBA champion is? And it's okay if you don't, because I should.
At 130.
Yeah. So it's Oshaki Foster is one, and the other one is James Jazza Dickens from the UK.
Jazza Dickens, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter.
Yep. So those would be, obviously Oshaki Foster would be the next one up for either of these guys. How they win.
They want to unify.
Really looking forward to this. Are we going to do anything from there? Probably after the fight?
Probably, most definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Before and after.
I was actually, when we planned this, like, are we doing a podcast that Sunday? We are not. So looking forward to that, and we will have full coverage. I was looked on the undercard. There are some good fights, but nothing crazy.
Well, you got Vargas.
Yeah, Emiliano Vargas versus Agustin Quintana. And
we got our friend Cardenas, who's a friend of ours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cardenas, remember he fought in a way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, you didn't go to that fight, did you?
No, I did not.
No, but we met up with him after and had a chat with him. He's a nice guy.
Okay. Oh, Cardenas is on this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't see him on there. Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Martinez.
Okay. So I got Alexander Popakov versus Jordan Martinez. That's the only Martinez, but
okay. Well, this is the fight card I got was from January 15th, so it could have changed.
Okay. Well, we will see.
Yeah.
So hopefully
it's Cardenas. Yeah.
Hopefully it's Cardenas. Yeah. It could change. Quick reviews on One Friday Fights, and we will be wrapping this up. So once again with our One Friday Night Fights, we actually did have we did have a one fight night.
40?
Yeah, your boy Nico Carrillo won, and Stella Hammonsberger won. Yeah. Congrats to both of them, but there just wasn't anything to cover, and we're not going to do that. I mean, it was
good, decent, but nothing outstanding or spectacular.
But we did have Payak versus Doc Maifai, this was just interesting because it was a Doc Maifai winning by a third round KO. This was just interesting because it went from an absolute snooze fest to a war.
Yeah.
Like you just, in the first round, the ref actually had to tell them, hey, let's mix it up. Hey, let's get it together. And next thing you know,
they're banging away.
Payak gets dropped. Maifai lands an elbow. Payak's face is pouring blood. And then Doc Maifai finishes him off.
Yeah. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
The third round was crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. So it really went from one end of the spectrum to the other. Yeah. So if you like a good narrative, check out that fight. And then One Friday Night Fights 143, Anand versus T.I. Do you want to cover this one?
Yeah, that was an entertaining fight. They're both short, stocky guys going at it. you get a feeling that a knockout was going to come, but not by who. But then T.I. scored a knockdown in the first, and then he finished it off in the second round with a right hand counter, and that was it.
And this was our 6th time seeing Mr. T.I.
Yeah,
as our 6th time. So, yeah, absolutely amazing. Did I have anything else? No, just T.I. versus second round KO. And once again, we always link to One Friday Night Fights. We want you to watch One Friday Night Fights, but we're not going to give all the results away. We want you to watch them. Yeah. On I think it was 142. They had a woman from your country, Jamaica. She fought.
Oh, she's from Jamaica and she's Canadian.
Yeah,
Canadian.
something. Yeah,
she like Lennox Lewis, like
exactly.
Jamaican, Canada.
Canadian, Jamaican. But I forgot her name. But
she won with an elbow, right?
Yeah. And she was actually losing.
Yeah, she getting it handed to her, landed a good elbow,
and then they fight's over, which is all it takes, right? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. We will be in Arizona. Did you have anything else? Or?
No, but we'll do a thing from Arizona next week, probably before the fight. And
how's the it's Upscroll, right?
Upscroll.
How's Upscroll going?
Upscroll's going pretty good. Get people following us all the time on there, so it seems pretty good.
And then, if you all didn't know, we are now we finally figured this part out. We are now staggering our content on YouTube. So you get a podcast one week, and then we will do 5-minute fights the next week. So you get something weekly instead of us doing all at once and going radio silent for 2 weeks. It only took us a year and a half to figure this out.
Oh yeah, we didn't say we were the fastest,
exactly.
But
we're figuring out this marketing thing. So we will. So basically, you will get content from us weekly. 1 week is a podcast. Next week it's 5-minute fights. Genius level marketing on our part. All right. Do you have anything else?
No, it's going to be good.
All right. Me neither. And we'll see you all from Arizona. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you follow us on social media. We're Stand Up Guys. We are out.